And hello, everyone. All about the gyro here. Episode 12 of an iRacer Goes Trucking. And astute viewers of the playthrough will notice that the dollar amount at the end of episode 11 does not match the dollar amount listed here. And the reason is we did a delivery from Lithuania to Russia as part of the Grand Tour achievement. So that's an achievement in an ETS2 where the following things have to happen. A delivery from Estonia to Russia, Estonia to Latvia, Latvia to Lithuania, Lithuania to Russia, and the final one, assuming I've done everything correctly, is Finland to Russia. It may be Finland to Estonia, we don't know, but we're going to find out together. And we're going to drive as we cut into the music. We're going to head to Finland. So in the last shorty I talked about how Porsche Cup was a really good schedule, and the fact that it is a really good car too. Let's get some lights. In this episode, as we head to Finland, I want to talk about the state of VRS in IMSA. I may talk about the schedule next year. I may talk about this year's schedule. I'm just going to start talking about the state of both of those series, just from an analytical point of view. So, VRS is all GT3. IMSA has all but the Ford GT3, but it has the LMP2, so it is still technically multi-class. This season was the first season where IMSA did not have the GTE cars. And the reason for that is, in real life, GTE is no longer eligible in the IMSA WeatherTech Championship. And what I found from racing both series is there were some similarities and there were some differences. So, let's get across the railroad here. The first similarity I want to talk about is certain tracks were used in both series. And this is something that I personally don't like. And the reason is, like cars for light tracks, the communities are becoming more homogeneous. Therefore, you're going to see some similarities. Now, in theory, what should be happening is VRS is more European/globally based. IMSA is North American based. That's the concept. Hey, I didn't blow the corner for once. So, like some of the previous recordings that I've done both yesterday and today, I've been overshooting the stop signs and the yield signs pretty good. So, we made the corner this time. There's hope for us yet. But my point is, there were some similar tracks. Now, between the two series in terms of schedule, this past season being Season 1, 2022, the VRS schedule was little bit better. It was a little bit better. But the IMSA schedule did improve. They did drop Kansas Speedway after all, which was a significant improvement. And they actually put in Homestead, and Homestead is actually not a bad roval. For those unaware, Homestead has 2 different road courses you can choose from. So it made for a good substitution. And road course A is on this season's particular calendar. So IMSA did improve, but I think between the two in terms of series choice, I would say VRS was a little bit better. Now, let's talk driving standards. 4 shared tracks, and the consistent theme was in all 4 of the shared tracks they used this season. IMSA had worse incidents per driver per race than VRS. And so because of that, we can definitely say that the driving standards over in IMSA are poorer than they are in IMSA. Now, as astute folks of the channel know, I have been racing IMSA as my predominant GT3 series this year, with VRS kind of being the couple of one-offs. Spa is a great example of that. And the reason for that is I live in North America. It makes sense for me to, as I have committed to having GT3 as a primary part of my racing program and protocol, race in North America. So VRS, because it's GT3, your strategy calls are a little different than what occurred in IMSA. Now, for those that know that I do Paul Webster's race engineering, one of the main strategies that I like to do with Paul when it presents itself is undercutting. I like getting Paul out of situations because the setups that are written for him are very good in clean air. I prefer clean air for Paul when I write setups. And the setups that I write for him in the Porsche tend to like warmer track temps. And that's because the Porsche takes a while to get the front tires hooked up and going. The consequence, though, is at the end, the Porsche comes on very nicely. Now, driving to BMW, the reverse was true. There were a few times where I had to manage my front tires being 45 minutes. And that leads to another pleasant difference. 5 minutes. VRS is 40. IMSA is 45. Makes a world of difference. It's not just a couple laps. Depending on the circuit that you're at and how the LMP2s are going around, you may be in a situation where because of where the LMP2s and all that are, you got to go around an extra lap. And that does happen. So we just left the Russian Federation, and now we're heading into Finland. So the signs are yellow here in Finland. I'll take the far right one here. And if you want a linguistic adventure, Finland can give you one. That is for sure. So, the extra lap situation, plus the fact that it's 45, laps means that, looking at this car over here. Alright, here we are. We're in Finland. Get my cruise control going here. There we go. Moving on up in the world. So, there's more strategy in the IMSA series than there is in VRS. VRS, for me, has much more of a feel of limited strategy, more this outright pace. So the undercut works out more often in IMSA than it does in VRS. I think the last difference, too, that really comes to mind with VRS and IMSA is tracks themselves. VRS tends to go for a little bit more name brand, I'm going to put that in air quotes, i.e. well-known tracks. Where IMSA, honoring North America, and here's one of the nice differences in the schedule, we're heading to Korvola, we hope. Okay, so this is the exit we have to get off of. And now, we have to somehow navigate this. This has got bad juju all over it. You may get stuck here. Okay, so that's the first part. And it's been a while since I've gotten a car wreck at an exit, but it does happen in ETS. You just gotta deal with it. So we're just going first gear here. This one should, knock on wood, burnt out car. Alright, we're through. Now, in reality, you would have to go around and... But we're not doing that. We're going straight to our destination. So, the last bit, as aforementioned, is because IMSA stays true to a more regional type, the track selection is a little bit different. So IMSA honors the real life schedule. In Season 2, there are 6 races that have been tasked that is paralleling real life races. So the big one that comes to mind is Sebring. First 2 weeks between the VRS and IMSA series, you're going to have a lot of Sebring. We just had Sebring at the tail end of this season. So, it's been a lot of Sebring. A lot of bouncing around. So you're going to have that. But on the IMSA side, for example, you're going to have Homestead, Miami. They're going to have a live race. You have Mid-Ohio's on the schedule. IMSA also has Barber on the virtual schedule. I don't know if they're racing in real life. And there is COTA, Circuit of the Americas. All right, we got a little bit of rain. This is Finland, after all. And so there are some differences. Now on the VRS side, I know they are going to race Not Kill again, which Not Kill is going to be a sacrificial week because that is not a proper GT3 circuit. It's quit claiming the historical argument. It's not a good circuit for iRacing for GT3, particularly junior Formula circuit. Set here. So this looks like 60, but we'll do 50 here just because I expect it to narrow as we enter Kovola. That is the Baltic Tourist, number 28. Oops, see how I almost missed the corner there because I mistimed the braking there. Oops. I've been doing that a little bit in the wet in ATS lately, so let me drive a little more cautiously. There we go, much better. And let's see if we finish the Grand Tour. So the key thing is going to be get my mouse here to behave. There we go. There we go. We have done the Grand Tour. That's a nice fun one to do. If you notice, we also leveled up while we were off stream. So right now we're at $97,000. Remember, we're almost at the point of scanning a truck without a bank loan. So we're going to be focusing here on Finland. So let's see if we got any shorties. We have ice cream. I like that. Let's haul some ice cream. So I'm going to talk now about. Oh yeah, this I definitely recognized this one. This is the nicer Volvo interior. This is a double. Now, one of the things that you'll notice is the tack is very small. So we're going to do a double here. Okay, that looks fine. Let's get started here. So 2 trailers that we're hauling here. And a little ice cream run. I want their ice cream. So, the IMSA schedule. Between the 2 series, because I like strategy, should has a lot to do in motorsports, as in outright pace. I'm still going to end up doing the IMSA series as my primary series in Season 2. I just prefer, and it's really what it comes down to, I just have a preference for IMSA being in North America. Not to say VRS has got a bad schedule. I think their schedule this year is pretty good. But between the two in terms of comfort level and familiarity, I'm going to end up doing IMSA. So, here's the calendar. For IMSA this coming season. So week 1, they start at Road America. Now Road America, I believe, will be in real life in season 3. I think they will be hosting in real life there in Wisconsin. If that's the case, I'd like to get up there as time permits. So that's week 1. And that's a noon race. Sebring, week 2 is at night. Watkins Glen Boot, that's at noon. And everything in IMSA is 45 minutes. Week 4, which is another real life race, Long Beach, and that's in the morning. And then week 5 is Coda, and that is at night. That is going to be... Coda is not easy to begin with, but at night, oof. Week 6 is Sonoma at noon. Week 7 is Laguna Seca in the morning. So, California double, those could be SR killers for some people. In week 8, Miami Road Course A. Week 9, Mid-Ohio. I like Mid-Ohio. I enjoyed Mid-Ohio quite a bit. So, and then the close of the season, week 10 is at Monza. Week 11 is at Le Mans. And week 12, live race is at Belle Isle. So the thing that really comes across about that schedule is it's a little bit of everything. And because of that, I like it. I know they expect their ice cream very soon. You hear the excited music. So, this is the exciting music. So if you look, they expect this in an hour 46. We got 41 minutes left. So this is the music that plays to get us there. We're going to get there in plenty of time. So let's have to talk over the music. Now, I don't know if there's a way to turn it off in the game menu either. Very suspenseful. So, it's a little bit of everything. Road America, Sebring, 2 very fast tracks, and Monza, Le Mans at the end, 2 very fast tracks. But you also have some technical tracks with Sonoma, and Laguna Seca is going to be challenging. Coda at night is going going to be challenging. So yeah, I'm looking forward to taking a Porsche there. In terms of, is it a Porsche-friendly schedule? Not sure. Not sure. Le Mans is definitely not a Porsche track. So that may be a situation where we break out BMW for that week. Gee, it's getting more suspenseful. Like, get there already. Ugh. So we're here. We got your ice cream. We got your ice cream. All is good. Get your ice cream. Now, let's make sure we turn in the right entrance here. And so plenty of room here. We made it. See, that's the time for an hour or less. And notice, it will not let you back this up. That was our first urgent delivery. We opened that up while we did the OneDrive off stream. And so we're now at 100 grand. We made 100 grand winning. So here's the bank where you can borrow your money. But now when I look at it again, and look at the Scania truck, and it's just in reach. Just in reach. Now, as you know, I do like the S. The R is not bad, but I do like the S. So I'm looking at this. The R2009 and the Streamline are a little bit more basic, but they're not much difference in terms of price. So what we'll do here is next time we're gonna buy this truck. So I'm gonna drive around Finland a little bit off camera. So when we come back for the next episode, we will be able to buy our own Scania as we tab out. As always, my friends, take care of yourselves, take care of one another. God bless.